Moi kaikki, I'm Hanna and this is my podcast called Hanna from Sheep's Alley. I'm coming to you from Kuopio, Finland. Today is Monday, December 3rd. Yes. And I have this week off. I'm on holiday. So what a better day than podcast a November episode in December. So let's get started with finished objects. I have 3 of them and too many active whips. But first, let's talk about Pauliina's Cloud Shadows wrap, which I test knit about 2 months ago. It's this pattern, Cloud Shadow, and I knit it with, I'll show you the yarns first, with, I think also Pauliina used the Old Maiden Aunt yarn, this kind. And I also used, I bought this last Christmas, this Christmas yarn from Homespun House. And this is my test knit piece. Okay, it looks like this. Stripes, and then this lacy section and lace edge. I think this is really nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this myself. I have a person in mind. I might give this as a Christmas gift to her, but we'll see. Then I knit another shawl. I'll show you the pattern. Villapesuraidat. Unfortunately, this pattern is only in Finnish, and I'm not sure if Villapesu women are going to translate this into English, but funny thing happened. I'll show you my version first. So, 2 red colored yarns. This is my Villapesuraidat. And I got 2 skeins of lovely yarn. Hubby is calling me, but I'll call him back later. Anyway, this lovely shawl. I got 2 skeins of wonderful yarn as a thank you from Mario, and I'll show you the yarn tags. I'll show you the shawl and then the yarn tags. So I received these 2, but as I was taking these out, I realized that okay, this ympynen yarn, which has the fuchsia colorway, you can see it is that color. And I was supposed to, see, I just realized this about like 10 minutes ago. I was going to use this other ympynen color. It's called munakoiso for the darker section. But see, I was supposed to knit the darker one with this, but I accidentally took a wrong yarn for the second color. So this is actually Louhittaren Luola, the same company, but this is Luonnotar. So this Luonnotar is 100% merino, and that ympynen had some silk. And this colorway is called Kuningatar. So I took the wrong yarn ball, but I think this shawl, this is mine. It looks lovely like this. But funny that I just realized it, that I used the wrong color and wrong yarn. But hey, no worries, I have a pretty shawl. Then I have a 3rd finished object, but it's not knit. It's crocheted. I found these type of purses on Pinterest, and I thought that it would be fun to make one. So I did. And this was about 2 months ago. So I believe I used 4 fingering weight sock yarn minis. So 4 threads at the same time, probably 4mm crochet hook. And I just crocheted, well actually I should show it this way. See, I made the circle piece, just certain size, and then I stopped increasing stitches and just kept crocheting single crochets, American terms. And because I like this wrong side better, so I turned it upside down and then sewed this, you call this a clutch. I sewed it on, added tiny pocket from hubby's old jeans, and this I think I used also 4mm knitting needle and 3-stitch I-cord. Oh, is there 4? I think this is 3-stitch I-cord, and I added those heart buttons. So I have this mini purse. I thought that was fun. So just inspired by Pinterest photos. So that's the FO. And then the tons of whips, which I have. I'm taking part in Alice Little Drops of Wonderful podcast, her Strictly sock along, but I have lost my sock knitting mojo. I'll show you. I have knitting only 1 sock at a time, toe up, using this gorgeous yarn with Jillian Feud Fibers dyed for me, this pretty color. And then because if you are taking part in Strictly, you know that everything has to be, well, not has to be, but has to be bling bling. And because this isn't, I didn't have any bling bling yarn, sock yarn, so I'm making bling bling myself by adding this lurex thread. But I haven't done much. I don't know how to get that sock knitting mojo back, but hopefully it will come before year changes. So that's my first work in process. Then the second, I'll show you the pattern. I have knit. I don't think I have showed my Hanami shawl yet. I talked about it in August, I think, or was it July? This pretty shawl pattern. And I'm knitting mine with, well, this yarn is actually something which I over dyed. So the original color was Hedgehog Fiber Skinny Singles Teacup colorway, and I over dyed it with, I think, 2 kinds of blue colors and maybe some black. And it looked like this. I made it look like this happy accident, I would say. And then this stripe color, I don't have the yarn label with me. I have lost it. I don't know where it is, but I think this is Primrose Yarn Company's Morticia colorway, and I'm doing these stripes. The pattern calls for, I think, 5 or 7 lace stripes, and I have already done 2, and I still need to make 1 because I'm going to only have 3 lace stripes at the edge, and then the bind off with the blue color. So that's my Hanami. So I don't have that much left, so I think I should knit that first and then continue with the next whip. Actually, I was talking to Shara, who is Shara Maid, that I'm going to spend December time with her. Well, actually not physically with her, but with her patterns, because Vika Wrap, this is her newest scarf wrap design. Great for using Advent minis. And I test knit my little piece with Advent minis, which I have, but the look was too bubblegummy, so I dug into my stash and found 5 different yarn skeins. I'll show you the scarf first. So it looks like this. The dark blue is hedgehog fibers, sock yarn in color ink. Those are the details. So that's a dark blue one. And then I thought when I ordered this yarn that this would be more yellowy, but it's quite green. Do you call this chartreuse? If the yellow is more green than yellow. But anyway, that is this kind. I'm not sure, I don't know how to pronounce French words, but is that Julie Azalin or something like that? And the colorway is, I don't know how to pronounce that, Olea. I would say Olea. But anyway, that's the yellow-green. And this one, gray, light gray one, I think this is Lustig yarn, September colorway. I did something with it and I had leftovers, so I thought that light gray would brighten up those other colors. And the brown one, see, in my last podcast episode I said that I seem to be liking brown, especially chocolatey, cool brown. So guess what? Ali dyed this yarn for me. I thought that was super cool. So that was going to be my Boxing Day cast on, see, because I have taken part in that Christmas Eve cast on, but in Finland Christmas Eve is the day when Santa comes and you eat the big meal and do all sorts of stuff, and I hardly ever have really time to knit during Christmas Eve, so I'm going to cast on something on Boxing Day because then I have lots of time. But anyway, didn't use that for my Boxing Day cast on because I thought it would look really nice in this shawl. So that's the brown, which Ali dyed for me, and the last color is also Julie Asalin yarn, and this is Arial or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce those French names. So anyway, this is my Vika wrap. And I'll put those aside, throw the yarn balls over there and the tags. And then the other Shara pattern is this Planina. I knit one last Christmas. I used mini skeins which I got from Langalaatikko, Spicy Homemakers Melissa, and Brownie Knits Gina. But I gave that wrap away to my dear friend for her birthday. And now I'm making mine out of single ply leftovers which I have. That yellow one I used for the Villapesupinnat shawl, then the purple and brown. Those are leftovers from Veera Välimäki's Stay Soft shawl. This one is leftover of the Villapesu Raidat shawl, and this is actually one skein from Rouva Silvusolmu. I think her colorway is called Cabaret. So I'm going to use yellows, browns, purples and reds for my, and actually I'll show you the photo. See, I did this scarf last year and I did exactly what the pattern called for, meaning width and stitch count wise, but I wanted to make mine slightly wider. So actually the original pattern ends somewhere here, but I just added so many stitches. I haven't even counted how many I added, but I made some extra stitches to make it wider. So I have more of these, I call these mountain tops. So my mountain range scarf will be slightly wider. So those are my December projects. Then I started crocheting. This was supposed to be my travel crocheting project when we went to Prague I'll show you the pattern first, last month. It's this Linden Bee shawl by Sandra Paul. She has the Cherry Heart podcast. And this is how far I have gone or crocheted. Not that much, but I still have a couple more rows to crochet before I start decreasing stitches. And this yarn is, I think it has to be Primrose Yarn Company's, what's it called, Sorcery. I have 2 skeins of this yarn, so it should be plenty. And this is also single ply yarn, so I will have lots of leftovers, but I'm not going to put this to my planina wrap because I don't want to add blue to that shawl. Then I'll show you the Madewell, because I didn't show that in my July episode. Madewell is Hohi's, Hohi Locatelli's this pattern, and I'm using single ply fingering weight yarns. I have separated the sleeves, so it's looking like this. I'm using Louhittaren Luola's single plies, and also this is Colori Naturalis Italian naturally dyed yarn. I haven't knit this for a while, but I really want to get it done, maybe in January. That's kind of my plan. Then another Hohi pattern is Super Bulky Grandpa. I have always wanted to have a non-tacky Christmas pullover, a cardi or something, and I noticed that Christy Klaas has, in her Ravelry group, she has Christmas sweater knit along going on, and I'm taking part in that. And I ordered some yarn. This Strops Andes in navy blue color. And I just looked at the pattern and measured my size and picked the size. I think I didn't do a swatch. I should have. I think I picked size large. And then I wanted to have tighter gauge. So instead of using 10mm needles, as Hohi writes here, I took size 9mm and I started knitting it. And I did try it on, and I thought that because my needle size is smaller and my gauge is tighter, that perhaps I should make extra rows on the yoke before separating the sleeves. But I didn't do that. And then I just kept knitting and knitting, and I then decided that this is a whip. I'm going to make a vest. So I have knit, you can't really see it because this is dark blue, but I have knit the vest, and you can't really see. I'll show you, and then I'll show you the pattern. There is supposed to be a Christmas tree without decorations on the back with knits and pearls. I'll show you the pattern which I designed for that. But as I said, because this is dark blue, you can't really see it on the vest. But see, no sleeves. This is going to be a vest. And then on the pattern, you have these garter stitch pockets, or actually only one pocket. But I'm planning on knitting 2 pockets, double knitting with fingering weight yarn. I haven't decided which yarns to use, but my plan is to knit this stranded pattern which I designed. Joulu is Finnish and means Christmas, and there are those trees. So 2 double knit pockets with fingering. Maybe that dark blue ink color which I'm using for the Vega wrap, maybe that blue, and then some off-white color maybe. So 2 pockets and then buttons, and I will have a Christmas vest. I actually ordered more yarn. It's also Drops yarn, but it's not Andes. It might be, was it Drops Alaska? Because this has wool and alpaca, 65-35, and that yarn has only wool. So when I get the yarn, it will be in kind of like bluey gray, light gray color. I'm not going to make that Christmassy. This is my Christmas vest, and then I'll forget about other Christmas pullovers and cardigans. But I'm going to knit another cardigan, and I'm going to swatch, and I'm going to pick correct size, and hopefully I will have a proper cardigan then. But this is a fun project still. And oh yes, I have one more whip. I'll show you the pattern first. These pants, woolly pants. Every time during winter time when we go to cross-country skiing, and even though I have winter pants on when we get back, my thighs and bum are freezing. And my hubby has said already for 2 winters that you really shouldn't knit woolly pants for you. And he is correct, and that's what I have been doing now. I'm using fingering weight sock yarns held double. So this is the front, that's the back, and these are the leg pieces. I'm knitting them 2 at a time, and I have the yarn balls inside here. That's why I have this holding the yarn inside. Oh, there's a bird. Oh, there's a mouse. I thought that was a bird. There's a mouse over there. I hope it doesn't go inside our storage room. Well, anyway, wild nature happening. So I should get these finished quite quickly because, well, I think I will knit these a bit more and then block them to see that I will have correct leg length, because I don't want them to be too short or too long. So that's my last knitting work in process. Then other stuff. I sewed a table runner. See, I have been taking ceramics classes and sewing classes this fall, and I will continue with those classes after, when the new year has changed. I think the classes start sometime at the end of January. But anyway, I had lots of tiny pieces of scrap fabrics, and I thought that I really want to make something nice with them. So I went to Pinterest and I found a few photos of table runners which were made out of scraps. So this is almost 2 meters long. How should I show it? I'll show it like this. So this is one end going towards the middle, and then going to the other end. And I lined it with just some, this was on sale This is a dress fabric, but there was some mistake on the fabric, so it was really cheap. So when we go to January, I will put this table runner on our kitchen table. I think this is nice and colorful. And now I don't have hardly any fabric scraps left, which is cool. So that's that. Then pottery mugs. I have done a few. I showed this pottery mug on Instagram. This shape. Then I made, actually when I first saw this coming out of the kiln, and when I saw it, because I had a certain image in my mind, and when I saw it I thought, oh my gosh, can anything be any more ugly? But then someone said that no, it's not ugly, it looks like a tree trunk box crawling on a tree trunk. And when I had that vision in my head, I thought, oh yeah, it does. Actually, it's not that bad. So, I don't think, it's not the prettiest, but it's not ugly anymore. So, that's one. Then I made this. I really like this, but there's a but. See, there are two cracks. First one there, and the second one, can you see, over there. So I have used it. I really like it. I'm trying to make another one, make it better so that there won't be any cracks. You can drink coffee and tea out of it, but I don't like, because you can see them really well. And then the last one, I think this is really pretty. I think this is my favorite so far. I like the glazing. I like the shape. I think it's fun. So those are the ceramic pieces. Then I have done some beading, 3 necklaces. How should I show them? Maybe like this against black. You can see how these look like. This is one. See, I just went to Pinterest to get inspired and found something looking like this, and I thought that okay, let's try to make one. And that's what I came up. And then the second one looks like this. And this bird cage is actually a stitch marker which I got from Melissa, the Spicy Home Melissa, last Christmas. And I just wanted to put it there. And the last one is just simple plaque with some old Kalevala jewelry pieces. The bird, and I think those both were earrings, but there is only one left and another one left, so I made a necklace out of those. Then what else? Yes, I think that's all. Then we have the giveaway. I'll show you what the giveaway things are. I showed this the last time. Yole. I made this non-tacky because I thought this would be a bit tacky, but then people commented that no, it isn't tacky. So this Yole, as I said, it means Christmas in Finnish, and those red apples, they always remind me of Christmas, and a little bird there. So you can use it as a bracelet. Can you see? I put mine over here. There's the red apple, and there's the bear, and it says Joulu, so I'll keep it there. And then the stitch markers, Christmas bubble, stitch markers. Am I showing it? Can you see? So those two are the giveaway. And let's see, you know the drill. If you have followed me, you know what happens next. So let's see who wins those two. Palmikkopuu, I know you. We took Nathan's double knitting class last summer at Jyväskylä Summer Knit Festival. We were sitting side by side, but I don't remember your real name. But anyway, I'll contact you on Ravelry and ask for your mailing address, and I will mail these to you. And then I have a new giveaway. Well, first of all, I always forget to say these at first. You can find me on Ravelry. There's a group called Hanna from Sheep's Alley. And I will always open up an episode thread where you can find all the links for these patterns and things I have mentioned. And I have always asked some question, a prompt. And if you answer that or leave any other comment, you are eligible to win the giveaway prize. And my prompt or question to you is, what are your New Year's plans or plans for next year? But we are doing this now a bit different because I realized it's Christmas time. I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, but we are getting close. So I thought that it would be fun to have a giveaway prize for everyone, kind of everyone, because I designed a hat. Well, actually, I was knitting this hat, and then I thought that, okay, maybe someone else would like this type of hat. And because this was so easy to make, I have actually knit. Well, the first one was a prototype. I used that by using 2 DK weight yarn threads plus 3 or 4 fingering weight yarn threads all at the same time. That was kind of a prototype. I don't have it here. But then I dug into my stash again, and I made this hat by using 8 fingering weight threads at the same time and knitting it with 9mm needles, the same needle size which I used for the Chunky Grandpa. And I just knit, tried it on, knit it, tried it on, knit it, and thought that okay, the length is enough. Then I made these decreases, knit a couple more rows and made the last decreases, knit 1 more row and bound the stitches off and added this tassel, pom-pom, fake fur pom-pom, and added my Hanna from Sheep's Alley label. And I thought that anyone can knit this. This is so simple. And customizing the size would be also very simple. So the giveaway is that I have released yesterday afternoon pattern called Monta Pipo. Monta is Finnish and means many, and Pipo is also Finnish and means a beanie. So this Monta Pipo, that's a free pattern on Ravelry. If you like knitting, have lots of leftovers and yarn scraps and have skeins, why not knit this type of hat? This is really quick, great for Christmas knitting. I'm going to keep, well, this is mine, and I might keep this myself, but this will be a Christmas gift. And I think I will knit, well, I have the blue one which doesn't have a pom-pom yet. I have it, but I haven't sewed it on yet. I'll show you how I attached this. I made a knot and bow. So if you wash this, you just undo the bow and the knot. Take the pom-pom off, wash it, pluck it, and then attach it again. So this is a giveaway, not the hat, but the pattern, and you can find it on Ravelry. And my New Year's plans. What are my plans for next year? Well, knitting wise and crafting wise, well, maybe knitting wise, I try to finish those works in progresses before casting anything new on. Then I will keep on taking those sewing classes and ceramics, pottery classes. I've gone to our Kuopio swim club, our swimming club. They have classes also for adults. I have taken those swimming techniques for adult courses, and they will continue next year. So I have already learned how to swim free stroke and backstroke, and we are now learning how to do properly breaststroke, and also we are going to learn how to swim butterfly. We already did some dolphin kicks, which were totally new to me, but those are fun. And also that swimming club now has, I've gone twice, those water polo classes, kind of like for beginners. See, in Finnish we have this word höntsä, and I tried to translate, Google Translate, what höntsä classes are. They are, you go to, like höntsä water polo means that you go to these water polo classes, you do them properly, but they are not that serious. You are supposed to have fun and enjoy, and that's what höntsä means. We have a word for that, but no translation into English, but just something to do with fun and kind of like a little blink in your eye. Do sports with fun. So I will continue doing that water polo and those swimming classes, and then doing ceramics and sewing, and then finishing those knitting whips. Oh, if you follow me on Instagram, yesterday I was watching at lots of people are doing those vlogmases, and I was getting into Christmas spirits, and I made a Christmas wreath. I was supposed to make one for me last Christmas, but never got into it. So I had one of these styrofoam bases, and then Nunokos blended top spinning wool. So I made just a simple, just check out from Instagram, I made a very simple, pretty, quick Christmas wreath, and I'll show you where I put it, and then I will say that bye-bye and see you at the end of January. Let's go down the stairs. I'll show you, that's my Angry Birds felted piece, which I did, I think 10 years ago maybe. And that's my Picasso. That was actually going to be a rug, but I didn't want to have people stepping on her, so we hung it up. There's me, and there's another Picasso, felted Picasso, and then we go downstairs and I'll show you what I did with the Christmas wreath. I put it there. So simple, so quick to make, and I think it looks pretty. Okay, I'll just show you that we have some snow. Yoo-hoo! It's -3 Celsius. I think it's about 26 Fahrenheit. So really lovely. I hope the snow won't melt away, because I think when we are going towards the weekend, the temperature might go to plus sizes, and we might have some rains, but hopefully it comes down with snow. So that's it. Go to Ravelry, to my podcast group, and you can find the show notes there. And I'll see you at the end of January. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye.